A's Extra.
The A's and the Commodores on the road tonight here at Gov Fuller Field as Chatham goes on the road for the very first time this season. It's the Anglers Extra pregame show. I'm Joe Puccio, and it's time for the Manager Show with Chatham manager Tom Holliday. Tom, thoughts after the homestand?
Well, I mean, again, it's like 3 games down and 3 new players in. So 3 players have to go. So, you know, you want to get a little pleasure out of playing, but I think until we can get our roster set, I'm just more kind of like stuck on roster moves than I am how the team's playing so far. But it really is going to pick up the pace. You know, we're going to play, 5 in the next 4 days. Really wish I could keep our roster as it is and just add our 3 new guys, but I don't like letting guys go home, but I'm going to have to do that. So that's been on my mind for a day and a half.
2 new OSU players, Rock Riggio and Aiden Miola, not in the starting lineup tonight, but what are your thoughts on those 2 Cowboys?
They're not active yet. That's the reason they're not in the lineup. You know, they just got in. I want them to go through the routine a little bit here and see what this is all about. They'll both be hot tomorrow, and you can almost bet they're both going to be playing.
Did you get to enjoy your off day at all?
Not really. I mean, it's like I just told you. You know, I don't like letting kids go home.
We originally thought that Regalado was going to start tonight. We saw the change to Hayden Dirk. What was behind that decision?
It has no significance. I'm gonna try to explain this to you, okay? There's 2 guys that are designated to pitch every game, okay, for every game. And both of them prepare to be starters. If you look at the piggyback concept that Tampa Bay brought into baseball 2 or 3 years ago, you kind of look at it and you say, this is weird. But you know what, now I'm not so sure that might not have been the smartest managerial move I've seen in years. Players like to know when they're playing, they like to know when they're pitching. So why not let pitchers know that? So we have 2 guys designated, whether it be Dirk, Regalado, Dirk, doesn't matter. So they're both prepared mentally to start. Dirk starts. Honestly, no significant reason. I mean, maybe just reverse the writing that was on the pad. You know, I mean, nothing significant whatsoever.
Is there something specifically from Hayden Dirk that you have seen in this first week?
Oh, I think he's got a real powerful arm, and guys come here for a reason. And sometimes they didn't have the greatest season, but when we put this team together, it was last September. You know, he was prominent in their plans at the University of Louisiana. Why he didn't throw as much as he thought, I don't know. None of my business. My business is to get him caught up and get him back on his feet and patch up the wound from not playing. Now, we get players like that, and they're fun. I mean, I tell you this, his bullpens, he's been 92 to 98. If that doesn't work, then you're a lousy pitching coach. And I say that with all honesty. You know, I mean, if you can't make that work, then you ought to go do something else. So bottom line is I can't wait to see him throw.
Nate Nankel swung a hot bat to start the season. He's in the leadoff hole today. Has he blown you away sort of expectation-wise?
No, he's another one of the guys that, quite honestly, he has to play good because he's on a temp contract. And, you know, as guys come, now we don't have as many position players coming in as we do arms. You know, you'd think right now our pitching's been good for 3 games. Letting an arm go is going to hurt, you know, but position player-wise, I mean, we've scored 5, none, and 1. We scored 6 runs, 3 games. So I would hit, if you want to stay, I would think hitting will keep you in a uniform. And believe me, that is not a threat. It's just a simple fact. I don't threaten anybody. You know, it's just present this concept that the league presents with these temp contracts and perms. It presents the threat that if you don't play good, you don't play. If you don't play, you're going to go home. See, I don't like that, but I have nothing to do with that. You know, I'm just a part of the system. And Nate, I hope he hits because we got a lot of left-hand hitters. So we get a lefty tonight. He needs to produce a little bit.
Back to Rock Riggio for the last question. Have you seen his hairstyle?
I personally don't care what kind of hair anybody has. I don't care if they're bald or if they have a mohawk, I could care less as long as they can play baseball. The statement it makes is probably more about TikTok and all that other crap that you guys have brought into the world. It's not in my world. So his hair doesn't matter to me. If he hits, he can play for me. I don't care if he dyes it purple, which it might be. I don't know. I've seen Rock all year. You know, he's different. That's okay with me.
Well, let's hope we see that hairstyle from you later on this season. Tom, thanks for the time.
If you see that hairstyle from me, it'll be when I'm 6 feet under, and whoever buries me was really mad at me.
Tom, thanks so much.
And I don't have any plan for either one.
We don't either. Thanks,
All right,
Tom.
I'll see you.
That's the Manager's Show with Tom Holliday. Let's go back to Ian Unsworth for the rest of today's show.